from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Shrimati Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation every day and chanting so beautifully. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Rita Gandharika Mataji, all glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaji's. My humble obeisance to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumar Devdasi from Raga.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to assembled devotees. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every single day and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvi Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Zinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining early morning and mid morning, giving your recitation and chanting so beautifully. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev, all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Shiromani from Krishna Kathadesh. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Shiromani Nandarani Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining it consistently every day and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Nice to hear your sweet name every day, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna and welcome to the call. Nice to have your recitation every day. Very inspiring.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. I offer my business to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji.
Hari Bol and welcome to the call.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji, my Dhanavad Pranam to you and to the all assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. This is Pooja Arora from Haridwar.
Hare Krishna, Puja Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and chatting so beautifully. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Thank you so much, Mother.
Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shyama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Lincoln. Wish you all a very happy Srila Prabhupada disappearance day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. Yes, Mataji, today is Srila Prabhupada disappearance. We are celebrating and we all have, from bottom of the heart, I'm thanking and to Srila Prabhupada for giving us this platform. Without Srila Prabhupada, we would not be in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? And today, mid-morning, we have Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita. So we are going to remember Srila Prabhupada by hearing Leelamrita today.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. My name is Niharika from Nebraska.
Hare Krishna, Niharika Mataji, after a long time, welcome back to the call. I wanted to see you coming back in the greeting service also, Mataji, once in a while.
Yeah.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Yes, welcome back, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Nice to hear your voice, Mataji. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who'd like to introduce themselves? Oh, Prabhuji is already there on the call, so we can start. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Baladev Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 3rd chapter and 31st verse. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and giving your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Before I hand over the call to you, I request Raj Prabhu to give brief introduction. Raj Prabhu, please take over.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, and Pranam to you and all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Gauranga. Here's a very brief introduction for Prabhuji. His Grace Baladev Prabhuji is a senior brahmachari at Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Temple ISKCON Chopati. Prabhuji is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Prabhuji was born in a devotee family. Academically, he has a bachelor degree in physics. Prabhuji worked for some time before dedicating his full time in service of Srila Prabhupada's mission. Prabhuji is spearheading the preaching initiatives for ISKCON Youth Services that trains thousands of young students in the science of Krishna consciousness. He is also involved in innumerable other services like serving on the Yatra Committee and leading book distribution service for ISKCON Chopati. Prabhuji is a counselor, a mentor, and a guide to many devotees. He also travels internationally to countries in the African and Central American continents to spread the message of Krishna consciousness. This is a very brief introduction for Prabhuji. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Raj Prabhu, thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Baladev Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you all the different stories that you share every time. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you for inviting me. Happy to be back with all of you. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Hayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurapishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. So we will take the words from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is 6th canto, 3rd chapter, 31st verse. It's a very beautiful verse. Tasmat sankirtanam Vishnor Jagan Mangalam Amhasam Mahatam Api Kauravya Vidhi Aikantika Nishkritam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shukdev Goswami continued, My dear king, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is able to uproot even the reactions of the greatest sins. Therefore, the chanting of the Sankirtan movement is the most auspicious activity in the entire universe. Please try to understand this so that others will take it seriously. Purport. We should note that although Ajamil chanted the name of Narayan imperfectly, he was delivered from all sinful reactions. The chanting of the holy name is so auspicious that it can free everyone from the reactions of sinful activities. One should not conclude that one may continue to sin with the intention of chanting Hare Krishna to neutralize the actions. Rather, one should be very careful to be free from all sins and never think of counteracting sinful activities by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, for this is another offense. If by chance a devotee accidentally performs some sinful activity, the Lord will excuse him, but one should not intentionally perform sinful activities. Hare Krishna. So, once again, my warm welcome to all the devotees who are joined today for the Bhakti Sangha Srimad Bhagavatam class. And this part of the world, in India, it's 28th today. Tomorrow, we are celebrating in India 29th, Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. And if I am right, in USA, where most of you belong to, the disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada is today. So, I'm taking this opportunity to also speak about Srila Prabhupada a little bit and connect with Srila Prabhupada, giving us the opportunity of chanting the holy names of Krishna. Sorry. So recently, we all celebrated many festivals, right? We had the wonderful festival of Deepavali, the Naraka Chaturdashi festival, which is also the festival where Lord Shri Krishna killed the demon Narakasur and liberated 6,100 princesses and got married to them. Deepavali also happens to be the day when the famous Damodar Leela also took place. And after that, we celebrated the blessed event of Govardhan Puja. So I was listening to one class, and I found it very interesting that how Lord Krishna saved the Brajavasis. This is part of the Govardhan Puja event. He saved the Brajavasis from tormenting distress caused by Indra due to his thunderbolt and also the huge Samvartaka clouds of destruction. So the Brajavasis were very much disturbed, and at that time they took shelter of Krishna. And Krishna told that we have done the puja of Govardhan instead of the puja of Indra. So let's take shelter of Govardhan. And Krishna effortlessly lifted the Govardhan. For 7 days and 7 nights, the whole Braj, the Brajavasis, were under this beautiful Govardhan. It was like a very beautiful auditorium beneath the Govardhan hill, where all the devotees were comfortably seated. Of course, they were not seated; they were all standing, but they did not feel the pain of standing. They did not feel the pain of that they didn't get water to drink or they had food to eat. Somehow, just by being with Krishna, all their material tribulations were all vanished. They even forgot that they are their houses in Vrindavan, which is all washed away because of water, rains. They were just happy to be with Krishna. So they got Krishna Ashray under Govardhan. And in that ashray, they could feel solace, satisfaction. So a devotee was comparing in his Govardhan Puja class that this Govardhan mountain is there which helped the Brajavasis take shelter, ashray, and forget them all the miseries of the material world. In the same way, today also in today's scenario, the material world continues to be miserable, right? It has not changed. Uh, People have, this material world has changed. Situation, uh, situation remains same. Material world is always a place of misery, right? It doesn't happen that after 200 years, suddenly the textbooks will change and people think now material world is very beautiful place to stay. They've always been miserable. And Krishna always points out this, that we can't change the material world. We have to change our understanding of material world, that we need to adjust and adjust our sails as we sail through this material world and reach and take shelter of Krishna Ashray, Krishna's lotus feet. So Prabhupada has also lifted a Govardhan for all of us. Krishna lifted Govardhan and gave shelter to the Vrajavasis. Srila Prabhupada has lifted us Govardhan. What is that Govardhan which Prabhupada has lifted this for us? The Govardhan of the ISKCON society, the society of devotees. Srila Prabhupada has made oasis in this material world at different places. What was once available only in few regions in India is now available in every nook and corner in the world. Not a nook and corner. Srila Prabhupada has given us a formula by which not only the temples, but the centers, the association in home. Now this Bhakti Sangha is one such example here, wherein all devotees can come under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON's Govardhan, right? And we can get ashray, shelter. Yeah, we are all in this material world. We have to do our occupational duties, our jobs, so many things. And while doing that, so much tormentation, so much vajra, Indra's vajra is hit on us. And the only solace is we keep coming running to the Govardhan of ISKCON Sangha, and feel the ashray of Krishna, ashray of Guru and Prabhupada. And then we return back to our material world activities and again come back to ISKCON and take shelter of ISKCON and again go back. In this way, we take shelter of Govardhan, ISKCON's Govardhan. Srila Prabhupada gives us formula that how this ISKCON Govardhan is not just bound by a place. Today we have Govardhan in India. At least physically, we know it's India. It's in Mathura district. But this Govardhan of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada has made, can be replicated. Srila Prabhupada has given opportunity, a formula that wherever possible, you can replicate this ashray. And therefore you find now this ashray, this Govardhan of ISKCON all over the world, accessible easily to devotees wherever they stay, wherever they are, sthane sthita, they don't have to move out anywhere. Wherever they are, they can get an opportunity to take shelter of this beautiful Govardhan of Krishna consciousness. So, we want to thank all the devotees who are part of this beautiful Bhakti Sangha group, that for your persistence, your encouragement, your enthusiasm throughout this so many years, that this program has continued, not struggling, but it is vibrantly continuing. And please continue, because it's an ashray, it's not just a program. From this program, we are getting chance to take shelter of Srila Prabhupada's process of Krishna consciousness. We come together in the morning, chant together. That's called Srila Prabhupada's unique process of giving us chanting of the holy name. We come together, we hear Bhagavatam, we hear Chaitanya Charitamrit. We have so many programs going on within this online platform. So all programs are of ashray, shelter. That means wherever we are in this material world, we're doing our jobs, we're taking care of family, and then we come back. And we come back and again take shelter of this ashray, which Prabhupada has given us the formula. So today is a very, very unique day. It's a day of more sadness and less joy. At least in neophyte stage, we can say that sadness is more because we lost Srila Prabhupada physically from our physical realm in this material world. Of course, those who are very advanced can see Prabhupada even now in their life functioning. Like one time, Kadam Kanan Maharaj was asked a question by once when he was traveling on a flight, that Swamiji, you are a devotee of Krishna. Have you seen Krishna? Have you seen God? So Kadam Kanan Maharaj very beautifully answered Yes, I have seen God's hand in my life. And that's how we begin. Before we see God, we need to see how God is already helping us in our life. Whatever things are happening in our life is all coming through the means of God, Krishna. And if we can see that, then behind that curtain, then Krishna will open the curtain and see that, yes, I was there. Hmm? I was there always for you. So this is how we can see Srila Prabhupada. Those who are advanced devotees can even feel Prabhupada's presence even today. They're not missing. But many people who are neophyte like me, they may feel, oh, I missed Srila Prabhupada's association. Hmm. Most of us are from second generation ISKCON devotees, and we can see that how we were born. Some of us may be born before Srila Prabhupada left, but we did not get chance to see Prabhupada. But nonetheless, by Krishna's arrangement, by all the devotees of ISKCON, their endeavor, their persistence, their hard work, that we also got opportunity to get in touch with Srila Prabhupada. So if not physically, at least we are touched with Srila Prabhupada through his books, through his wonderful temples, his devotees, disciples, and we are experiencing the same joy which devotees experience when Srila Prabhupada also was there. So this is Srila Prabhupada's great contribution and great. We just cannot repay Srila Prabhupada in our life for what he has given us. In fact, we cannot even fathom what we have received from Prabhupada, what to speak of after fathoming repaying it. We don't even know what we have got. Srila Prabhupada was once in Vrindavan, and one press reporter came to Srila Prabhupada and asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, after you leave this world, who is going to be a successor? It's a very unique question which generally any non-devotee may ask organizational head. What is succession planning? Prabhupada said, I am not going to die. And the press reporter was startled. How can some old person say that he is not going to die? She didn't know what to answer, how to question. Prabhupada said, I will not die because I'll always remain in my books. So Prabhupada even today is available to all of us in the form of his books, his teachings. And we can access Srila Prabhupada even today. Srila Prabhupada was in his last days in ISKCON in Vrindavan, in Krishna Balaram temple. We know the beautiful house behind the altar where Srila Prabhupada stayed. So Prabhupada was there and he was very sick. That time almost like he was with bones, not much of flesh on his body, and very, very painful condition to look at. And devotees were trying all kinds of medicine and different alternatives. So one Ayurveda Acharya came from Hyderabad, I guess, yeah. So he came to meet Srila Prabhupada and check him. He also happened to be an astrologer also. So he came and checked the pulse of Srila Prabhupada. And he said, Swamiji, can I tell you something? So he said, yeah, Swami. Prabhupada said, yes, what do you want to tell me? He said, Swamiji, I don't understand. You are still living and you have a deity of yours in the altar here in Vrindavan. Do you generally deities come when the personality, the acharya has left? But you have kept your deity here in the altar even while you're staying, even when you're alive. So Prabhupada, people are watching your deity and they're praying to you. And all the sinful reactions of there through the prayers, they are all coming on your body. And therefore you are sick, Prabhupada. You should not keep deities like this. Are you aware of this, Prabhupada? He said. And Prabhupada said, I am well aware that my deity is there and people are praying and all the reactions are coming to me. And Prabhupada said, that's the purpose for my coming here. I have come here to accept everyone's suffering so that they get opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness and perfect their life. So Srila Prabhupada came here on behalf of Krishna to suffer. Suffer for whom? For all of us. So that we get an opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness and get out of this suffering. So Srila Prabhupada is an example of para dukkha dukhi, one who cannot stand seeing others' hardship. He will fall down and he will fall upon anything to relieve the suffering. And if it takes even to accept the suffering on one's life, he is ready to do it. And that's why Srila Prabhupada, in a very short span of just 12 years, could preach all over the world because he had a compassionate heart. And that heart was big enough to accommodate all kinds of variety of people in this material world was staying. Srila Prabhupada His life was full of sacrifice. Prabhupada, when he was trying his best from his almost his young age to preach in the footsteps of his spiritual master. The first day of his meeting with his spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, his spiritual master gave him an instruction to preach in the English language. And that instruction, he kept it as his life and soul. I was just, sorry, I was just pondering on this point that many of our senior devotees whom we take instructions from our gurus, they keep telling us so many instructions and we just remember there for a day or two or a week maybe and forget that. Srila Prabhupada, he just remembered the first instruction as the very important instructions and he just followed that and he meditated on how he could uh, follow and execute that instruction. His whole life was a lifetime in preparation. And finally, by Krishna's arrangement, at a very, very advanced age of 69 years, almost touching 70, Srila Prabhupada went to America on a cargo ship. So that was like a big tribulation, 2 heart attacks while going there. And we can see that how generally people at that age, they plan to settle down. They want to just sit down and just relax and count the last days and get some enjoyment. Just whatever they could, what they could not do earlier. Srila Prabhupada, even among devotees also, people would like to settle in Vrindavan, do bhajan, chant, do more of Krishna consciousness, forget the material world. Srila Prabhupada left Vrindavan and came to America to preach. And he knew very well that he may not survive. So while he was in New York once, they had a very big building there. And Prabhupada said, well, I am a fighter, and fighter can die on a battlefield. So he told his disciples, if I die in New York, please cremate me make my samadhi on top of the building, the New York skyscraper. Prabhupada said, there is no place in New York to bury me. So better you bury me on the top of the terrace. So we can see Srila Prabhupada was such a big fighter. Srila Prabhupada knew at what stake he is traveling to America to preach. And Prabhupada not just went away from Vrindavan, he actually carried Vrindavan with him. Wherever he went, he created replicas of Vrindavan, replicas of every holy place, every dham. While Srila Prabhupada lived, he created the new Vrindavan, the place where he bought the whole Yamuna, the Govardhan. Then he bought new Dwarka in Los Angeles, and then Gita Nagari, and so many more places, New Mayapur in France. And then after that, other disciples of Srila Prabhupada created many more holy places in US and many other places in all over the world. So that was Prabhupada's idea too, that not everyone can come to Braj, come to Mayapur regularly. So create a replica wherever they stay and they can access the holy places. So Prabhupada has expanded the holy places beyond India. So this is Srila Prabhupada, that how Srila Prabhupada has given us an entry into the gamut of Krishna consciousness, from which we can see a small window. From that window, we can see the spiritual world. And when we peep into this window and see the spiritual world, then we'll develop a desire that it's not worth staying here. We were all there. We came here and we are figuring it out how to enjoy, but can't actually exactly get a formula for enjoying. So let's go back to spiritual world. That was Srila Prabhupada's purpose. Give a glimpse to all of us, and to make a determined effort to quit this material world, perfect our life, do our sadhana nicely, and go back to Krishna, back to spiritual world. Srila Prabhupada mentions in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the purports. One should be so much fascinated by the information of spiritual world that he should be attracted to know what's there, right? Like someone may first time travel and want to go to a holy place, let's say Vrindavan, first time traveling, such an excitement. I want to go to Vrindavan, I want to go to Vrindavan, never had been to Vrindavan, and he travels to Vrindavan. And then it's such an excitement. He's hearing about Vrindavan from so many devotees. He's creating a picture in his mind, and then reaches Vrindavan and wow, and he sees the reality of Vrindavan in his life. So Prabhupada books are creating a thirst and hunger in our minds of what spiritual world is all about. And Prabhupada said we should be enamored by the information of the spiritual world so that we get an idea, we get an hankering, desire to be there with Krishna, the place where we all have left. So this is Srila Prabhupada's great contribution in our life. Srila Prabhupada knew very well all our disqualifications. Right? Nothing special in any of us. Srila Prabhupada was once approached by one of his disciples. Said, Prabhupada, you preached to all of us and made us devotees. What was our qualification? And Prabhupada said, you had no qualification. I made your qualifications. So Prabhupada also was very, very generous in creating. If Prabhupada would have been very strict in his preaching Krishna consciousness, then we may never become devotees because we would have not even, we would really fallen short of any criteria to become a devotee. But Prabhupada just kept no bars, no criterias. He just thought if anyone is coming even for prasadam, that's good. Like one devotee Prabhupada disciple came to our temple, mentioned that if someone ate one gulab jamun and he said, I liked it, we would be very happy. He said, oh, he's an advanced person. But if that person took 2 gulab jamuns, then we say, wow, he is ready for Krishna consciousness. And that person ate 3 gulab jamuns after Sunday feast, which means we would infer that now he is ready to even join the Krishna consciousness. So can you imagine this was the standard in which Prabhupada said, how someone can be categorized as advanced devotee or about to join the movement by the number of gulab jamuns is going to eat. So this was Prabhupada's greatness, the way he cultivated devotees all over the world. One time Srila Prabhupada was giving initiations in US, and one Mataji came forward and Prabhupada gave her the name Gunamayi Devi Dasi. Gunamayi Devi Dasi. It's proper pronounced Gunamayi Devi Dasi. Prabhupada said Gunamayi means divine qualities. So this Mataji was very much happy. Such a beautiful name. And she went back and she was sitting and she was pondering, Srila Prabhupada give me a very special name, Gunamayi, divine qualities. And she was thinking within her heart, maybe because I have a lot of good qualities, therefore I got a special name from Prabhupada and I'm special. Such kind of things cross sometimes the mind of all of us. So she thought like that for some time. And then finally she got an opportunity to meet Prabhupada. And she asked Prabhupada, why you gave me the name Gunamayi Devi Dasi? Any special about that? She wanted to get some inner information, internal information. And Prabhupada said, well, I don't know. So they announce your name that you are from Laguna Beach. So Laguna. So I gave Gunamayi Devi Dasi. And she was so surprised that Prabhupada could be really so straightforward and gave Gunamayi because Laguna. So this is how we can see. The Mataji recollects that, I was thinking I am very special, so I got this name. But I came to know Prabhupada did not consider anyone in special. Just that you're chanting Hare Krishna, then you are special. You continue to chant, you continue to serve. That makes you special, and nothing special about us. One devotee Prabhupada was in Malaysia for the first visit of Malaysia. Not very many devotees were there. So there was one place which they got from one very successful businessman who was very favorable to ISKCON. So he gave his home where Prabhupada stayed for 2-3 days. Prabhupada was about to leave the next day to, I guess, Australia or something from there. So Prabhupada was about to travel in the airplane. So one devotee was in the kitchen and he thought, let Prabhupada, since he's traveling, I'll cook some nice prasadam snacks for him. So the devotee was cooking samosas for Prabhupada. And so Prabhupada was upstairs in the first floor. So he got the fragrance of samosa. So he came down looking what's going on. So in the kitchen, he saw hot samosas being fried. So Prabhupada said, hot samosas. And Prabhupada poked one samosa and the heat came out. Prabhupada took the samosas and broke it and started eating. And this devotee was very happy. Prabhupada is eating samosas. Prabhupada ate one samosa. The second samosa also was there. And Prabhupada ate that also. So this devotee asked Prabhupada, this is for your flight. So Prabhupada said, so what? I'm going to eat whether I eat in a flight or now. That's wrong. So this devotee was very happy, and devotee was thinking in his mind that maybe Prabhupada likes my samosa so much that he just cannot wait till the flight takes off. He's eating right now here only. I'm sorry. So he asked Prabhupada, the devotee asked Prabhupada, who is your best cook? So with the whole idea that Prabhupada may say, no, you are my best cook. You cook samosas so nicely. So Prabhupada said, eating the samosa, my best cook is me. I cook nicely. So immediately the devotee became very small. Prabhupada brought him back to what exactly he belongs to. He or she belongs to. So there are many ways which we can see that Prabhupada is actually doing everything. Prabhupada is inspiring all of us to become good devotees. And whatever we are doing little bit here and there, it's all inspired by Srila Prabhupada and his disciples and devotees who are inspiring all of us. So Prabhupada, even though Prabhupada was very much careful in bringing the devotees to their understanding of who they are, Prabhupada at times also glorified devotees. Prabhupada would say many times that all of you have been sent by my spiritual master. I'm an old man. What I will do? So my Guru has sent all of you young men and women to come and help me. And you are all doing everything. I'm just taking rest and just giving some few lectures, and I'm getting credit. So Prabhupada even said that also for his disciples and devotees. So this was Srila Prabhupada, that how when time came, he gave all the credit to his disciples, and when time came, he also brought them to the original understanding of that there was no qualification they had. Everything came because of his desire to preach and spread the mission of his spiritual master. So, yeah, so now by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, we have got a unique opportunity in ISKCON to practice Krishna consciousness. Recently, I was hearing one nice class where one devotee asked a beautiful question to His Grace Jananivas Prabhu, the head pujari of ISKCON Mayapur. And he was mentioning, Prabhu, what can I do? There are so many problems. And what should we pray to Krishna? How should we perfect our life? So when he was speaking all this, then Jananivas Prabhu was like very grave when he was mentioning what problem. You mentioned to him, do you have these three things? You asked him, do you have Guru? Yes. Do you have holy name? Yes. And do you have service in ISKCON? He said, yes. So if these three things are there, what else you need? These three things are enough to take you back to God. You have the keys with you. Holy name is with you, your Guru is with you, and the third one is the service of ISKCON which you have, of devotees. These three things you're carrying, that three things you continue and you'll achieve perfection. You're already on the path of perfection. You're going to achieve perfection. So what do you want more? Why you are thinking that when you'll achieve perfection, you'll achieve perfection. I'll just give you an example of how one devotee may go to Vrindavan first time and is anticipating what Vrindavan. He has heard about Vrindavan, he's excited to go to Vrindavan. But that devotee goes to JFK airport and he is now sitting in the flight. The flight is not yet taken off, it's still on the ground. So now that devotee may say to other devotee, oh, I want to go to Vrindavan now. I want to go to Vrindavan now. I want to go to Vrindavan now. And devotee said, don't worry, you'll reach Vrindavan. Just keep sitting in the plane. You already have the ticket with you. And you already boarded the plane. Just sit there. This flight will land you in Delhi. And from Delhi, we'll take a vehicle and reach Vrindavan. So Jananivas Prabhu was indicating through this example, if with these three things we already have, we have the flight ticket. We have already boarded that flight. All we need to do is continue using those three things which we have. Be grateful for that. Utilize it fully. And we will achieve perfection. And Jananivas Prabhu mentioned a very beautiful point. He said, yes, now you may ask, so what should we pray to Krishna if we have everything? So you should pray to Krishna, oh Krishna, now that by good fortune, I have got these three things. The holy name, my spiritual master, and service. We should pray to Krishna, oh Krishna, how can I share these three wonderful things with all those people who do not have these three things? That should be our worry, he said. Our worry should not be what will happen to me. You already got a chance. You already have the key with you. Now our worry should be that many people are there in this material world. They don't have this key. These three keys. How can I share this key with them? That should be our worry. And that should be how we should always aspire to give others what great mercy we have received in our life. Now someone may ask, but Prabhu, there are still problems in this material world. There are so many problems in this material. How can we not see if there is economic
Georgie,
condition?
are you making something for Goto?
We are in this material world and problems are still happening. Some devotee may say, Prabhu, how can we unlook that? So I remember one very nice class, one devotee gave very beautiful class. Very humorous, but very much effective in our Krishna consciousness. He said that when someone tells us, how are you? Generally we, in a very simple language in English, I am fine. Simple words, I am fine. How are you? I am fine. So when we are happy, when we are doing good, I am fine. But someone asks you, how are you? Then we are really depressed. How can I say we are fine? But if you say, I am fine. But inside there is no fineness there. She was mentioning that in this material world, situation will always be there. That I'll be fine and I'll not be fine. But with smile, we should always say, I am fine when we are happy in this material world. And when there is no happiness in this material world, we're going through difficult situations. We should say happily, I am paying fine. Right? I am fine and I'm paying fine. Yeah, in material world, we're all paying fine for all the karmas we have done here, all the good and bad karmas we have to encash and withdraw and deposit. And yes, so while in material world, Prabhupada said that there is problem and we cannot solve the problem. Prabhupada said, tolerate the problem. When you can't do it anything, just tolerate. That's what Krishna told to Arjuna. Arjuna told Krishna that, oh Krishna, you're saying everyone is spirit, soul, part and parcel of you. They're not the body, but Krishna, I'm going to kill my relatives. Bhishma is going to get killed by my arrows. So many of my relatives will get killed by my arrows. How can I not cry? How can I do that? Prabhupada said, yes, they will die by your arrows. And if you cannot do anything, then just tolerate that because that's your duty. You do it. So in the execution of our duty in the material world, situations are good for us, situations are bad for us. When it's good for us, I am fine. When it's bad for us, I am paying fine. Happily, we should execute our Krishna consciousness, keep moving because we have those three keys: Harinam, Seva, and Guru. So, in today's purport, Srila Prabhupada speaks about the glory of the holy name. One of the most important gifts of Srila Prabhupada, as you mentioned, three keys, is holy name, Harinam. Right? Kale dosha nidhe rajan asti ek mahan guna. Kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. Kale dosha nidhe rajan. This Kali Yuga is the ocean of faults. Kali Yuga is not a river of fault. Kali Yuga is not pond of faults. Kali Yuga is not a compilation of some little compilation of fault. It is the ocean of faults. Kaler dosha nidhe. Nidhi means ocean. So very difficult to overcome this Kali Yuga because what will you overcome? We can overcome one or two faults. It's the ocean of faults. How can we overcome? But asti ek mahan. Kirtana deva Krishnasya. Krishna has given his kirtan, his holy name. And that mukta sangha param vrajet. Yes, that holy name can deliver you from this ocean of fault, lift you and deliver you, take you all the way from there. So, just an example for those who are staying in USA. Next to USA is the Arctic Ocean, right? So, Arctic Ocean is actually the smallest of all oceans in this entire Earth planet. But this Arctic Ocean is 1.5 times bigger than America. So, even though this Arctic Ocean is very small and insignificant compared to Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, but still it is bigger than America, which itself is a big country. So we can see that if we analyze that whole thing, that even if Kali Yuga is an ocean of fault, Kali Yuga is an ocean of fault, but beyond that ocean is another big ocean. And in front of that ocean, this Kali Yuga is insignificant. And that ocean is, Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu. Sindhu means ocean. The ocean of kindness is Krishna. Yes, Kali Yuga is quite big, but compared to Krishna, it is insignificant. And that same Krishna, to help us overcome this ocean of fault, has given his own self in the form of his holy name. But he has not just given us holy name. He has not said this holy name is me, take. In fact, he has said, Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. Krishna has empowered his holy name much more powerful way than any other process he has given us earlier. This holy name is as good as Krishna. In fact, it is much more bigger than Krishna because Krishna is not easily accessible in Kali Yuga. But same Krishna is very, very easily accessible in the form of his holy name. Anytime we can chant, anytime we can access and deliver ourselves from the help of holy name. So this holy name is Krishna's most powerful formula for all of us. And through this holy name, we can easily overcome the ocean of these faults. So just like Krishna, he has many incarnations, many in almost all the ages, the 4 yugas, he comes as Yuga Avatar and gives the process of Yuga Dharma. But when it comes to Lord Chaitanya, we say it's the most munificent incarnation of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna comes and he projects his incarnation in different yugas. But in Kali Yuga, once in a day of Brahma, when Lord Krishna himself comes in Dwapara, the next Kali Yuga he comes as the most ever manifestation of his form in this material world, the most munificent, the most merciful. That means he has not come anytime beyond this level. He has crossed all levels. Just like sometimes there's Diwali sale. In India, they call Diwali sale. They just open up the whole shop, bumper sale, 50%, 60% discount. Never ever you have seen a sale like that. Before Diwali, they have this Amazon and Flipkart. They give us big sales. Never ever in the history have done that. So never ever in the history, Lord Krishna has come in this munificent form as Lord Chaitanya. And never ever in the history, Lord Chaitanya has given us such a process, so down to earth, so easy, and anyone can take it up and he can deliver us from this ocean of faults. And that is the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, yes, we have so many faults, and with all our faults, we chant the holy name, right? So Krishna is also very compassionate, very kind. He understands that we are chanting with all our faults. But he also is looking at, are we feeling guilt about that? That's a very important thing, feeling guilt. When you feel guilt that I am not able to chant properly, right? And I want to chant without offenses. Then if that guilt is there, then there is a regret that I'm not able to do it. And then because of the regret, we try, we pray, make an endeavor to do something. In the endeavor, we may make a minuscule progress, but at least we are thinking, oh, I'm not doing it fine. I should do it better. So there is a chance for improvement. But if someone is thinking, oh, I am like this is what I am, I'll chant like this, what can I do? Krishna has to accept me, my Guru has to accept me like that. So there is no guilt feeling. There is no guilt feeling, there is no regret. There is no regret, then there is no chance of improvement. There is no even endeavor to improve. So Prabhupada is saying in his purport that sinful activities may come suddenly in our life, but they should not be intentional. They should be out of something where suddenly happens and we are very feeling guilty, we regret, we endeavor that we don't do that same mistake again. We're working, the work in progress. But someone sits down and said, now I have holy name, my guru is very merciful, Prabhupada is merciful, he has said, you catch my dhoti, I'll take you. So I'm going to catch Prabhupada's dhoti, and for that time till I catch Prabhupada's dhoti, I'm going to live like anything. I don't care. I know that I'm not chanting properly. I'm not even chanting my rounds. And I sometimes, not sometimes, many times I find fault with devotees. This is what I am, I'm open. Sometimes devotees give explanation for their fault finding mentality, for their anarthas. They say, I am open person, I am what I am as it is. I'm honest. In the name of honesty, then we make offenses, we commit sinful activities. but we are honest to be sinners, not honest. We are not honest to be very a sadhaka who has to endeavor, be feeling guilt about this activity of sinful activity, and the sinful activities we may commit, regret, and then progress in our life. So there are in this way, even though we have such a beautiful access to the golden opportunity to perfect our life through this very process of chanting Hare Krishna, yet we should be very careful that we don't commit sinful activities more, and in this strangle our growth. Prabhupada would give example of an elephant bathing in the river. He bathes very meticulously and then comes out and sprinkles or spreads dust on his body and becomes more dirty. Kunjera Sauchavat. So, yes, while we are there in this Krishna consciousness movement, accessing the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, which is available to each and every person in this ISKCON movement, we should also be careful. We should be very careful of how we also uh, be very much sensitive to the way we interact with devotees, and we execute our Krishna consciousness in a serious way, in a very sincere way, avoid offenses to devotees, and as much as possible, be always progressive in Krishna consciousness. So we should be conscious of Krishna, and we should be cautious of all the uh, problems which we may face because of our past conditionings, which Maya, the illusory energy, will put in front of us. So there are many more things which we can speak and we can discuss today, but time is not in our favor right now. So we will end our presentation here. We open it for more discussions. Any comments or any questions? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, Disappearance Day ki jai.
Enjoy. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dhanava Pranam to you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. What a beautiful class. What was the better thing to speak today other than Srila Prabhupada's pastimes? So many beautiful pastimes you narrated, Prabhu. I loved how you said Srila Prabhupada gave us this Govardhan of ISKCON, which is certainly still flourishing and will flourish for another thousands of years to come. And I loved the pastimes that you narrated, Prabhu, especially the gulab jamun, one eats one, and how Prabhupada says about the Laguna beach to the Mataji. So many beautiful pastime of Srila Prabhupada. So many. We can continue talking about them and just keep relishing them, and they seem always like new, always you can have a smile with Srila Prabhupada right live with you, So it's so beautiful when we talk about our founder Acharya. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Amazing class, Prabhu. Very, very inspiring, Prabhu. Very inspiring. Thank you, Prabhu.
You are
Dear,
also amazing.
I am.
You're all amazing that you're hearing every single day coming together. I don't know how many participants are here today.
Prabhu, this is all.
There's
all
43 windows. Mine is one, so 42 windows there and many devotees. So thank you for coming today morning.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for coming on the call and enlightening us. This is all about our founder, Her Grace Shamagori Mataji. She made this group, and every morning, Prabhu, like you, there are so many other Vaishnavas, so many other exalted senior devotees who come, Prabhu, and they just enlighten us, because many times we miss the things, and many times we are disconnected, especially living in America, Canada, wherever we are. Life is so busy, Prabhu. It's so just go. And morning time when we relish Srimad Bhagavatam, it just calms us down and just connects us back to Krishna, Prabhu. Every morning this happens, Prabhu. So this is very amazing. So thank you, Prabhu, for coming on the call, and thanks for all the Vaishnavas. So many exalted devotees are coming every morning, every single morning, to enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam, on different topics of adhyatma, of devotional services, so we can just be connected to where we belong actually from, not from this world. So thank you, Prabhu. Dear devotees, if anybody has any questions, any realizations for Prabhuji, please go ahead. Our very senior devotee, His Grace Palana Prabhu. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Radhas Prabhu, thank you very much for allowing me to speak. And my Danvat Pranam to Baladev Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas and Mataji. this was an excellent class. And, especially Laguna Beach, where I sometimes go. I'll be able one time I went there and we had a very nice prasadam. There's a small garden outside, just a seafront there. We really felt like we are in Vaikuntha. Prabhupada used to say in Mayapur, Vaikuntha breezes, the air and all that. So it was so nice. Thank you very much for this. Another thing which, I heard from Sripad Radha Govind Swami sometimes backwards about chanting. He says we always chant and we say Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Radha, Srivasa Gaur Bhaktavan. Then we start chanting. And he says we should also remember one slok of Asta Sixastakam, Trunadapi Sunichena, Tarori Vasaisana, Amanina Mandena, Kirtanya. This is where, I chant this 16 times at least once whenever I chant this, I speak this slok and then I chant the round. And then I say, so at least 16 times I remind myself that I am actually a Trunada Pisunichena, and I'm not that tolerant like a tree, but I should like that. And then my chanting will become, very, very effective. So this is one thing which I realized, in connection with today's threefold formula which you gave, Harinam, Guru, and service. So service I do is, distributing books, which we have been doing here in Las Vegas for last 20 years or so. So, so this was really very inspiring for us. Another thing you said about, that we should do the little service. Srila Prabhupada was like a son, all over the world. He has spread the Srimad Bhagavatam message. But, we are very little compared to that. And Sripad Radha Govind Swami, when in one lecture, he was quoting Rabindranath Tagore's poem. He says that, the sun is setting in the west and the sun is asking, now I'm going away. Who is going to take care of this darkness which will be over the world? And then, nobody came forward because sun is so powerful. So after that, a small ghee lamp came. He says, oh, Prabhu, you are so great, and I cannot be anything compared to, but I'll do little prakash, little lightning in my small room here. And then the sun god was so pleased with him. Similarly, we should do very little, whatever little we can do, even give one book to some XYZ. It's really proud, and I'm sure his life will change somewhere like that. So this is little reflection I have, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak. And then pranam to everyone. Hari Bol.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pralanand Prabhu. So true. That is the problem. That Amanina Man Dena is not coming. We still want that. And certainly, Prabhu, you are very inspiring. If we certainly give book to someone, it gives so much pleasure. When I did that first time, I one time I bought like 100 Bhagavad Gita and I was just giving it to someone. But first time I went really stopped someone on the street asking a white person to get a book. And when he got it, it was so beautiful. The bliss is not explainable. It's I can't explain it. So thank you so much, Pralanand Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
Bhakti Prada Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Dandavat Pranam to all Vaishnavas on the call. Yeah, thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the class. It is very nice to hear on the day of disappearance, day of Prabhupada. Prabhuji, I have a small question, but it is complicated for me. Actually, Prabhuji, I visited some devotees' home. They have Shaligram at their home, and some have like lotus feet of Prabhupada or their Gurudev. So by seeing that, I am having a greed of having them, like having Shaligram or lotus feet. So is it good greed to have? Because to have Shaligram is not a simple thing, because Shaligram Maharaj is Swayam Bhagwan. So in Shularup. So even that Mataji is insisting, you take, I'll get it for you. They are from Gandaki River, Nepal. So, like how to deal with this? These are the greeds. I understand we are not that much qualified to, but still there is a greed in the heart to have Shaligram Maharaj. We have deities, we have Harinam, even though still I want to have kind of thing I have now. So how to deal with this? Can you please guide me?
Thank you for this nice question. I think so many of the devotees at this present moment of ISKCON may have this kind of greed like yours. So with whatever little experience I have of preaching and some little whatever I heard from devotees and from Srila Prabhupada's books, is that the lotus feet of Guru and Srila Prabhupada, well, that's not bad, nothing wrong in that. You can definitely have it. I don't know where it is available. You have to contact devotees. Lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada is very nice to keep. And in temple also, when Prabhupada deities are there, then they keep just in front of Prabhupada's lotus feet. So I think I have seen many devotees home having Prabhupada's lotus feet. Regarding Guru's lotus feet, then that's your personal thing. You have to talk to your Guru because he has to stand on that, right? And then it becomes lotus feet. I don't know whether you have Guru Maharaj mold is ready somewhere, then you can access that. So that's your personal thing. So Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada, so that's you can go ahead with that. But regarding Shaligram, yeah, Shaligram means yeah, I heard once Gopal Krishna Maharaj Patagama mentioned. Shaligram Shila means you serve nicely 10,000 times you get benefit. You serve wrongly 10,000 times more offenses. So that's how Shaligram Shila is. So if you have a very strong desire to worship Shaligram, very beautiful that desire is, talk to your authority, talk to your spiritual master, you can access, take guidance from them because that's very important. Because they will tell you, okay, you worship the Shaligram. Among Shaligram also there are many varieties, right? There are some Shaligram varieties which are very, very tough. Nothing a Shaligram comes, and if you don't worship them, then it's disastrous sometimes. And some Shaligram Shilas are, because all Shaligram Shilas are of different incarnations of the Lord. Right? So Shaligram Shila is a very specific. I've seen that sometimes spiritual master does give Shaligram Shila to some of his disciples to worship. So there are also instances of spiritual masters encouraging devotees to worship Shaligram. So it's a personal one-to-one basis. You have to talk to your connected authority or your spiritual master if you're directly connected with him. Then seek his permission and also ask him which Shaligram Shila you should take and also what way you should offer worship to the Shaligram Shila. And if you can work on these three things, then nothing wrong. You can go ahead and worship Shaligram. But you need to work on these three things. Just take Shaligram Shila is not a commodity that you just go in the market. Oh, I went to Vrindavan. I had not planned, but I saw a beautiful T-shirt. I bought it.
No.
Of course, because a T-shirt is good, you can buy it. You may not wear it also. But Shaligram Shila, as soon as it comes to your home, you have to worship. So how to worship and the way you worship, the patrata, the adhikar of worship will come from one's Shiksha Guru or Diksha. So then this is what I have heard. So this is what I can
Yes, Prabhuji.
I can tell you about this.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. The Shila, different Shila about that, Prabhuji, Mataji was telling it is Gopal Shaligram. It is round. Round. Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for guiding. I will little bit work out. Even though, like, because I have heard the Brahmanas can only do worship because it should come by tradition or else Brahmana. So I am not Brahmana, and tradition wise, I don't have. At my mom's place, they have, but I don't have.
There is two parampara in that. Tradition means then your father, your forefather, they got it from their guru in parampara. It's coming to you. So that's a parampara. That's called as family parampara. But other parampara is Guru Shishya parampara. Then if it doesn't, Guru Shishya means Shishya has to get from Guru, right? Not directly from other Shishya. It's not Shishya Shishya parampara. It is not exchanging of some, oh, I got a beautiful wheat bag, you keep it, happy birthday to you. It's not like that. Shaligram Shila has to Guru Shishya parampara. So if you access, now of course nowadays many devotees have Shaligram Shilas. I don't want to, I'm no one in front of all of you of any one of them who are worshipping, but there are some set criteria which are mentioned in the book. One should ask spiritual master because Shaligram Shila is very, very the highest worship, direct worship of Krishna in your home. So that is there. So Brahmana has to be there, but before Brahmana, one has to also take permission from Sri Guru.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Baladev Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say thank you so very much for the beautiful class. It's always so wonderful when you give class for us. I was so happy to see that you were giving class today because it's perfect. It was perfect for you to do it because it's Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. And whenever you come, you share such nectarian pastimes of Srila Prabhupada with all of us. And like I said, I'm just so grateful that you were here today and you shared what you shared. Because we owe so much to Srila Prabhupada. We're also very fortunate and blessed that he came to the West and brought Krishna consciousness to all of us. I mean, we would be, those of us in the West who are devotees would be nowhere without him. He gave up so much to give us so much, and we must never forget that. So thank you so very much for your service today, Prabhuji. I really appreciate it. Hare Krishna.
I thank all of you for giving me a chance to.
Thank you. Thank you, Mother Tiffany. Beautiful comments. Yes, Prabhuji gave a beautiful class. And thank you, Bhakti Prada Mataji. Very beautiful question, actually. Yeah, love is there for Shaligram in your heart. So I think you should talk to your seniors and go ahead. Why not? That's what Krishna wants, our love. Our founder Acharya, Shri Shama Prasad.
Don't call it founder or something.
For the group, I am saying.
By, it happened by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, and this Bhakti Sangha Japa group has, formed, and everybody got together, all the devotees, and we are doing it every day. It's not because of me, but I am there from beginning, and some are like, they left, but other devotees, they join again, and so many devotees join every day. So thank you so much for joining every day, to each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class, and very nice to be grateful to Srila Prabhupada, and we are so fortunate to being under the umbrella of Govardhan of Srila Prabhupada. We, wherever we are in any part of world, we are connected to ISKCON. It's very nice to be a ISKCON devotee, because we can help people with some, suppose somebody come for education, or they go anywhere and they don't find anybody whom they know, but we tell them just go to ISKCON temple and you'll be taken care. So devotees are so nice. Srila Prabhupada has given us teaching that how to take care of devotees, they new devotees, and they come and they feel home. So Srila Prabhupada has built a home. The whole world can take shelter under that. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Actually, we don't have time; only 10 minutes left. Anybody wants to share, their realization about Srila Prabhupada, they can go ahead. Give the offerings to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much. Especially Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Please have my obeisances or glories to Srila Prabhupada. I have something that you were section about gulab jamuns. It brought me back to Montreal, 1974. And we had always Sunday feast, we had gulab jamuns pretty well. And I think I ate well more than 3. In fact, we'd have so much gulab jamun juice. Every night we had Krishna book and hot milk. Most people would put a little gulab jamun juice in with their hot milk. I put a little milk into my gulab jamun juice. So our lives were pretty well ecstatic. We had Krishna everywhere. We did whatever Prabhupada wanted. And everyone was so dedicated. And I'm so fortunate to be in this Bhakti Sangha Japa group. because I feel the same family atmosphere and I don't have to change locations. And so this is Srila Prabhupada's mercy on me. And I'm very thankful that I got to listen to you today. Thank you for everything that you said. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Yeah, and we thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and giving us your association. You are such a senior devotee, but you are so humble, and you just keep joining as a listener. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for your
Thank you,
kindness.
Mataji. I did not know that there was a proper disciple in this group. Thank you for being here and encouraging me.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Lalita Mataji. So true. What Shamaguri Mataji said. Every morning you are in the class, you and Dinabandhu Prabhu, and seeing you together, it's so blissful just seeing you together. What to have association and listening from you, you devotees. So that's so amazing. Thank you for your association, Mataji. Thank you so much. We are all very grateful to you, Mataji. Please keep joining us, Lalita Mataji and Dinabandhu Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Our Sukakara Krishna Prabhu is online live.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Actually, I was in Vrindavan till yesterday, and I come back. My mother has been declared from the hospital. She was in the hospital, so I could not join. Otherwise, Baladev Prabhu's class I attended last time also. So I had a very blissful. I had a dip in the Radha Kund 3 times. What I find very, very blissful. I prayed for everyone in Japa Sangha, everybody, that everyone should get the Radha Bhav. Then I was with Japtak Maharaj. We had about 25 initiations in Vrindavan. So again, Guru Maharaj has called me to Jagannath Puri next month. So I'm going to Jagannath Puri and Mayapur on the 12th next month. I want your blessings that every month I keep going to one place and be with all devotees. One day I will come to Japa Sangha also to US one day. So I will have to hear the recording. I didn't hear because I was busy with my mother. So
yeah, that's okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
This Japa Sangha is a fantastic group. I was missing, but in Vrindavan I could not get Wi-Fi and all, and so I could not hear. But I miss जिधर भी जाऊंगा भक्ति जपा संघ. I cannot believe. वो मेरा जान, मेरा श्वास, मेरा धड़कन हो गया अभी. It has become like that.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhu, thank you for your comments, Prabhu. So beautiful. Prabhu has to leave for another commitment. Baladev Prabhu has to leave.
Jai.
So, dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Let us thank him for coming on the call. Thank you, Prabhu. Very beautiful class, Prabhu. Please come and join us again, Prabhu, sometime and enlighten us, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalaptaru vaishya Asuntu bhayevacha Patanam pavanebhyo Namo Namah. Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam Jai. Lord Founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Grace Baladev Prabhu Ji ki Jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Beautiful, beautiful class.
Jai Gauranga. Gauranga.
Gauranga, Nityananda. Radhe Radhe.
So now we will have Vraja Mandal Parikrama.
Pleasure meeting you all so much. So nice. All blissful devotees.
Hare Krishna, Padma.
Padma Sakhi Mataji ki jai ho. She takes us everywhere.
Only to Vrindavan, Prabhu, not everywhere.
Next time, Mayapur.
Vrindavan has all the dhams, Prabhu. So that's the
yes, Vrindavan. Yes.
Next year, Jagannath Puri and Mayapur. Next year.
Over to you, Mataji, Padmasaki Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you all so much for staying back. We will continue with the parikrama. So yesterday we were at Nandagaon and we came till Vrindakund. We didn't finish Vrindakund. So we'll go from Vrindakund, and from Vrindakund we will go to Kadiravan. So we are on our way to Kokilavan from Nandagaon. On the way we'll see Kadiravan. Actually, Kadiravan parikrama comes on today only. So we are on the right day. It's a very small forest. We'll get started. We'll seek blessings of Shri Radha Shyam Sundar, Gaur Nitai, Shri Krishna Balaram, Shri Vrinda Devi, Srila Prabhupada, and all the Guru Vargas. We will start our parikrama. So as discussed, Vrindakund and Nandagaon, they face each other. Like from Vrindakund, the Nandagaon village, the hill is visible. And Vrindakund is like very scenic, very quiet, no houses. It's all like a field. This is the path actually. When we go to Parikrama, all the buses stop here towards the side. It's very beautiful, and in whole of Vrindavan, Parikrama, you will see a lot of parrots here at Vrindakund. Very beautiful place. And so what happens is, this is a beautiful DP.
Yeah.
Yes. So Vrinda Devi, as we know, like she is called, actually Vrindakund is called as Braj Planning Commission. It's like, because all the plannings, all the direction for Krishna and Radha pastimes, they happen here. And Vrinda Devi is a director. She takes like which parrot, like she'll direct which parrot should be there, which animal should be there around, what kind of dress, how the weather should be. So she basically controls everything. How the director directs the movie, it goes as per her wish. So even Vrinda Devi wants to enhance the pastimes. So to enhance it, she will make all the arrangements. Like it says, like she has a warehouse. Like what we do in warehouse, we stock up all the necessary things. So she also has a lot of storage godowns where she saves everything there. And it said that she always has a pearl on the tip of her nose, and she wears blue color garments. That's the dress she wears, and her complexion is golden, and she's very, very beautiful. Her father is Chandrabanu, mother is Pulara Devi, and her husband is Mahipal. So what she does is, Purnamasi, every day she comes with Nandi Mukhi to this place in the morning, because we know Radha Krishna pastimes happen here in the morning at Vrindakund. And so she comes and they all discuss on how, and Vrinda, we call Vrindavan, not Radhavan, right? So basically Vrindavan is owned by her, but she voluntarily offers all of Vrindavan to Radharani, Vrinda Devi. So she's a great devotee of Radha and Krishna. And she always has a yellow parrot, Daksha. And the Daksha has so many parrot disciples. So that's why we see lots of parrots at Vrindakund. And now it is actually taken care by ISKCON devotees. His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu takes care of it. I think before it was with Madhav Das Babaji, and he gets a dream saying that hand it over to ISKCON devotees. And ISKCON devotees are only taking care and developing Vrindakund. So now we'll see one pastime. See how neat and beautiful. So, and behind Vrindakund, we have Gupta Kund also. When it's both in the same complex. Gupta is secret, so secret meetings, we'll see that pastime also. So Vrinda Devi, when we just said like she has the storehouse of necessary things. One time what happens, Krishna and Radharani, they were meeting at like somewhere close to Madan Mohan temple. So Radharani's sister-in-law, Jatila, I always get confused, is Jatila or Kutila, but her sister-in-law, she will think, my dear Bhabi, like my sister-in-law Radharani, she's very sensitive and she's very, very delicate. And she's saying that she's going and taking bath in the, in this cold mornings in Yamuna river. And she's just going, saying that every single day she's doing some auspicious puja. She's taking bath in Yamuna. How come this is possible in this cold weather? I think there is something fishy happening. And what will she do? She will start walking in search of Vrinda Devi. So then some gopis will notice her coming, and they'll come and inform, oh, Vrinda Devi is coming, Vrinda Devi is coming, I'm sorry, Jatila is coming, Jatila is coming, they will tell. And immediately Radharani gets kind of panic. Krishna says, don't worry, I will tell to Vrinda Devi, and he will tell to Vrinda Devi. And Vrinda Devi immediately gets things from her storage house, and and Krishna uses all of that, and he gets dressed exactly like Abhimanyu, who is none other than the so-called, his Dinabandhu Prabhu always says, like, so-called husband of Radharani. So, so now Krishna is disguised as Abhimanyu, and he keeps walking. And he'll meet his sister, like Abhimanyu's sister there. And he will say, oh, why are you coming this side? And she will ask, why are you coming this side? So he will say, oh, I'm looking for my calf. I'm not finding my calf. And she says, you're always worried about calf. You don't even think about your wife. Like, you don't even take care of her. You don't even mind where she's going. You're always busy with your calves. Then she will tell, every day she's doing like this. I think she's coming and meeting Krishna. So he'll say, okay, then I'll do one thing. I'll go and complain to King Kamsa. I'm going to Mathura. I'm going and complaining to King Kamsa. You go home. So she'll go back home. Now Krishna, who is disguised as Abhimanyu, he will start walking. And he will start walking towards Yavat, Abhimanyu's house. So when Abhimanyu is coming, of course, they don't realize that he's Krishna disguised. So Jatila Kutila will think he's Abhimanyu. Then Abhimanyu will say, okay, so now I am going inside. So I got, like, Krishna might come, Krishna might come here disguised as me. He can do any kind of natak. So I'm just locking the door. I'm going inside the house. You just take care that, this Krishna, he doesn't do any kind of tricks and pranks, and you take care of it. Okay. And I complain to Kamsa also. So everything will be taken care. Like that, he'll be telling. And Krishna was disguised as Abhimanyu. He will just walk into the palace, into the house of Yavat. And then now the real Abhimanyu is coming back from Mathura. So he's coming back, and then Jatila and Kutila will think like he's not real Abhimanyu. Rather, Krishna is doing this prank. And what will they do? They will take the gobar balls, the cow dung balls, and they'll stand on top of the house, and they will start throwing all the balls on unreal Abhimanyu. And Abhimanyu is like, what happened to both my sister and mother? Maybe they became mad, or what happened? They're doing crazy. And they kept on throwing those gobar balls and driving away. Go, leave, leave, leave. So like that, Vrinda Devi is ready with all the things. When Krishna needs something, she's just arranging. So always in the service of Krishna, and that's why Vrinda Devi is so important to all of us. It is said that if you recite all her 7 names every single day, it's very good. We'll get bhakti. She has, what are the Pushpasara? I wrote here some names. We'll say one time. Krishna Jivani, Nandini, Pushpasara, Tulasi, Vishwapavani, Vishwapujita, Vrindavani, and Vrinda. So, and then what about Gupta Kund? So in Gupta Kund, what happens? We have seen Nandagaon, Varsana, they're all close by, and in between there is Goshala. Nanda Maharaj Goshala is also there. Krishna Prayasi. Yes. So then what happens? One time, Radharani was coming with her friends. And then suddenly she starts saying, oh, she's like, why do I see a monsoon cloud walking? And I see a rainbow. And I see the monsoon cloud is walking with the lightning. And I see an inverted forest. What is this? What am I seeing? What am I seeing? Like, she kind of gets so confused. And the Saki with her, she will start saying, oh, Radhe, what you're seeing is Krishna. His bodily complexion, his chest is visible like a monsoon cloud, and then lightning is none other than Krishna's Pitambar Dhoti, and the rainbow is his peacock flower feather, and the inverted garland is his, the inverted forest is his Vanamala garland. He's our Krishna. And then Radharani looks at Krishna and Krishna looks at Radharani. And immediately a big lotus. It's like a very deep pastime. 3 years back, I heard it in one lecture by His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu. He gives us nice Vrindavan stories. So nice lotus is open, and then Radha and Krishna will sit in the center. Basically, this is a yoga pit, the meeting space, the secret meeting spot of Radha and Krishna. So they will sit in the center, and 8 petals will come, and on the 8 petals, 8 sakhis will sit, and then other 8 petals will come. The sakhas will sit, and like that, the petals keep increasing, and all the sakhis and sakhas, they keep coming in that whirl of lotus. So Gupta Kund is that very deep, intimate pastimes happen here at Gupta Kund. That is in Vrinda Kund. Just behind. So there we are stopping Nandagaon and we are moving forward. We'll go to today's. Actually, if you are in Vrindavan today and afternoon, like what they give a lot of earthen pots and we can nicely cook for Srila Prabhupada. And we used to go for His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj Yatra. Afternoon time, after the Yatra, they will give all nice earthen pots and we all can cook. Whatever we like, we can cook and offer to Srila Prabhupada. So on this day of Srila Prabhupada's appearance day, even on the Parikrama path, we will have to visit Kadiravan. So Kadiravan is a very, very small forest. Actually, we have seen Vishaka, as discussed, Ashtasaki's temples are in and around Barsana. So in this path, actually, the village of Vishaka Saki comes, the Kamai. We have already seen the story past time. So what happens is, so the first small village that we are touching on our path is called Anjana or Anjanaka. So what happens is, one time when Krishna starts playing his flute, Radharani was getting dressed that time. And when we are going from Varsana to Chatravan, like on the way Chata road, Chata is Chatravan. So in between, we will see this village. So when she's playing the flute, Krishna is playing the flute, Radharani cannot resist anymore, and she cannot dress, and she just leaves the place, and she'll come to see Radharani. She'll come to see Krishna. Then what happens is, like, Krishna then looks at her and he will make her sit. And when he notices, he'll understand, like, her Anjan, Kajal is not there. So Krishna himself will decorate her, like with the Kajal, like we are seeing in this picture. And this Shila that you are seeing, it is said that this is the Shila, Anjan Shila, like the same Shila where Krishna, used, like he rubbed on the Shila and the black Kajal has come. And he used that Kajal to apply on Radharani's eyes. And even till today, they say that the deities in this temple, they take Kajal from here and only they'll apply for the deities. And it is said that even now, if you keep your finger on this, rub your finger, our fingers will become black. It's called Anjana Kashila. So that is there here in this village. Even the story is written here, Anjan Shila. Radha Anjan Bihari. Induleka Saki, Lalita Saki, and Vishaka Saki is here. Actually, why Induleka Saki is here? Because that's the birthplace of Induleka Saki. She's there. She was her temple. This is her village. So when we go, we can see that temple as well. And then Kadiravan. So Kadiravan is a place where Bakasura has been killed. We know Bakasura, the duck demon. So he showed a lot of duplicity, and in Navaraha Puran it says anyone who visits this forest will go to the abode of Lord's abode, and it's east of Nandagaon and 10 kilometers northeast of Barsana. So the very interesting pastimes in Kadiravan, the most important thing that we will see is Kishori Kund. So basically Umrao, Kishori Kund, Anjanak village, they're all just close by, very close by. So Kishori Kund. First we'll go to Kishori Kund. So Kishori is a Radharani. So it is said that actually Radharani's coronation ceremony happened here by the gopis, and she took a coronation bath in this kund, in Kishori Kund. And even when she was in Yavat, she would come here and she used to take bath. And in Kishori Kund, we will see, if you go under a tree, there is Loknath Swami's picture. This picture, same picture is under a tree at Kishori Kund. So what happened was Loknath Swami did his bhajan here. So we all know Loknath Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis and is a son of Padmanabha and Sita Devi. And he is born in today's, that day's East Bengal and today's Bangladesh. And from childhood, it's said that by 14 years, he actually mastered in all the material studies. And it is said his father sent him to Navadvip for education under Advaitacharya. And that time his dear friend was none other than Nimai Pandit. And it is said that Loknath Goswami traveled along with Nimai Pandit for a couple of months. And even after his education is finished in Navadvip, he came back. He was not able to get out of the thoughts of Nimai, and he just dedicated his life, and then later became a disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he got an instruction to go to Vrindavan. And it was so devastating. Like, how can he leave Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So, but he has to go because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu won the debate saying, master is happy when the devotee listens to him. And the master is happy. When he says that, immediately Loknath Goswami has to listen. So Loknath Goswami will take Bhugarbha Goswami with him, and Bhugarbha Goswami also will go with Loknath Goswami. And it is said that Loknath Goswami is one of the first Goswami. He's the first one to visit Vrindavan, and he has got Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's association the most. So Loknath Goswami, he goes and he was at this Kadiravan. And his spiritual identity, it's mentioned in Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhana. And also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur confirms in Gauragana Swarup Tattva Chandrika book that he is Manjulali Manjari in the spiritual world. I have one of my dear friend here. Her name is Manjulali. So it seems Manjulali Manjari in the spiritual world is always, her age is 13.5 years, and her complexion is also molten gold complexion, and she's very well known for dressing and ornamentation. And her services, usually all the manjaris, when the divine couple are going to their kunjas and performing the leelas, so they're surrounding the kunjas waiting for the remnants of Radha and Krishna. So after Radha and Krishna leaves, Manjulali Manjari, who is none other than Loknath Goswami, he will enter the kunja, and he will take she will take the remnants, like the garlands or the things that were left behind, she will take. So that is what Loknath Goswami is doing in spiritual world. And it's also said Manjulali Manjari came as Loknath Goswami, and also he is one of the 4 Kumaras, Sananda. I'm not telling all this, as I always say, I hear to a lot of lectures before making a notes. His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj mentioned in, I think, more than a year in one lecture about Loknath Goswami. So yes, so then Loknath Goswami was staying here. So what happened was, one time Krishna himself comes like a Brahman boy, and he will hand over deities to, he'll keep some deities in his hand. One deity he'll keep, and he will leave. And then Loknath Goswami was not understanding, from where did this come? Who gave me? What is this? It just happened in fraction of seconds. So he didn't understand. But here he hears a voice saying that, I have been waiting for you since many years in these groves in the forest. Please take me and worship. And Loknath Goswami also had a desire to worship Radha and Krishna. So, but he was feeling bad because he didn't have a place to keep them. And near Kishori Kund, there was a big tree. And in the hollow of that tree, he placed Radha Vinod. And Radha Vinod is like Vinod, who gives Vinod to Radharani, entertainment to Radharani. And then actually the deity also asked, I'm feeling very hungry, can you please give me some food? So Loknath Goswami will cook, feed, and with flowers he will make bed in that hollow. And it says that Loknath Goswami he stitched a bag himself. He just stitched a bag, and then he used to keep Radha Vinod deity, and he used to carry the bag like on his neck, and he used to carry Radha Vinod wherever he goes. And it's also said Radha Vinod would tell like the pastimes, like here I do this, like how Narayan Bhatta Goswami also had deities of Radha and Krishna, and they would come outside and say the pastimes. So same Radha Vinod used to do. And now this Radha Vinod deity actually was in Radha Gokulananda temple. Radha Gokulananda temple is one of the Shed Goswami temples. When we go to Vrindavan, we will go there. And if you go to Gokulananda temple, there are Samadhi mandirs of so many, not just one. We'll see a couple of them in a separate places allocated for the Samadhis. And but now during the Mughal attack, the deity has been moved to Jaipur. So Radha Vinod is in Jaipur, but the one in Gokulananda temple is the Pratibhu. So these are the deities in Jaipur, Radha Vinod. And as said, Radha Rani deities have been established by Janava Mata for some deities like Radha Vinod, Radha Shyam Sundar. Radha Shyam Sundar is not Krishna Balaram temple. One more is there when we go to see Goswami temples. And that Radha Shyam Sundar Goswami temple, like when we go to see the Shat Goswami temple, so beautiful. Their decorations are so amazing. They decorate Krishna as bangle seller, so many ways. Very, very nice. If you can go on Facebook and see their darshans, very beautiful. And he used to carry. So this is Radha Gokulananda temple. And this deity, Gauranga deity, was worshipped by Narottam Das Thakur. And this is Radha Gokulananda of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And these are Radha Vinod deities. And this is, I think, Baladev Vidyabhushans. Radha Vijay Govind. These are Radha Vijay Govind. And in this temple, the speciality is the Shila. So where is the Shila? Is here, kept here. So this was the Shila of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He used to have a Giriraj Shila with him. And he used to go wherever he goes, he used to go with that Shila. And he used to hold and chant. So because of his chanting, you see his thumb impression is here. So the rock melted. Later, he gave this as a gift to Raghunath Das Goswami. And that is now in this Radha Gokulananda temple. And Narottam Das Thakur's Gauranga deity. Actually, Narottam Das Thakur, Loknath Goswami didn't want to accept any disciples, but Narottam Das Thakur is a prince. He comes from a very rich family, but he accepted Loknath Goswami as his Guru Maharaj, and he was unknowingly serving him, that to the most menial service. Every day when Loknath Goswami used to attend the nature's call, he would clean that place, and he would also keep a mug of water. And Loknath Goswami was not understanding who is doing this. Narottam Das Thakur would hide in the bushes. And after Loknath Goswami leaves, again he used to clean the place. And Loknath Goswami one time he hid himself, and then he noticed who was doing this, and he realized Narottam Das Thakur was doing, and he felt so emotional, and he just asked, like, you are a prince, you don't have to do all this. And then Narottam Das Thakur reveals, like, I want to be I want to accept you as my guru, please. And then he gets initiation from Loknath Goswami. And it is said that Loknath Goswami would offered him to Radha Vinod, like he's your property. So he didn't take any credit, rather just offered to Radha Vinod. So that's about Loknath Goswami at Khadiravan. And I said Samadhi Mandirs are there in Gokulananda temple. And Radha Vinod. So then from there, we will come to one. So in Kishori Kund, if you go, you will see the temple. And in that premises, we'll see this deity of Radharani also near Kishori Kund. We'll see Loknath Goswami's picture under a tree. Then we will see deities. Then we will see this deity of Radharani. And they take very nice care in winter. They just put nice woolen shawl around her. So they take very good care. And then what happens? Okay. So this place Chhatravan, some messages we have. Lokanath. So Chhatravan or Chata, what happened here was a very sweet pastime. So Chata is an umbrella, right? So this is the place where Krishna, one time what happens, the cowherd boys will think, our Krishna is very, very strong. He lifted Govardhan hill and he's very strong. So I think nobody's stronger than him. So we should establish him as the king of Vrindavan. So they will they will all announce like Krishna is our king, and then they'll say like you go to the whole of Vrindavan and say we coronated, like you just announced to everybody in Vrindavan that Krishna has been coronated as the king of Vrindavan. And somewhere a place called Umrao, the gopis have been assembled, and they were just talking nicely, decorating Radharani, and then they were saying like you are the queen of Vrindavan, and they hear Madhumangal and coming and announcing like Krishna is the king of Vrindavan, Krishna is the king of Vrindavan, and then all the gopis, they will come to Madhumangal. It's a big story, but just not going to more details. So then Madhumangal comes and he will say, Krishna is the king of Vrindavan. And immediately the gopis will look at him very angrily, and they will tie him with flower garlands, flower ropes, not the regular rope. And then they will say, if you have to be released, you have to go call your master, the one you're saying like who is your master, go call him, and then he has to accept Radharani as the queen of Vrindavan. Nobody else can be the queen, or like nobody else can rule Vrindavan. It's only Radharani. Just go and call your master. So Madhumangal goes and he will tell what all has happened, and he says, there is a powerful queen, much powerful than you. She is like, looks like she's defeating us, and she did all this to me. And then Krishna comes with Radharani, and they all will say, you have to accept our dear Radha as as the queen of Vrindavan. And actually Madhumangal, when he's tied, he will say, if you tie, that's okay, you can tie, but you can still give me some laddus and some butter. You have to give like that. He says that. And so as soon as Krishna comes, Radharani, they will say like you have to do Abhishek of Radharani, like, and accepting her as the queen of Vrindavan, you have to do Abhishek. And when Krishna was about to do, Radharani, she doesn't let him do that, and she will make him sit beside him, and everybody will feel very happy. Then they will say Krishna is the emperor of Vrindavan and Radharani is the empress of Vrindavan. So basically the coronation happened here at Umrao. That's also in Kadiravan. So that's the pastimes in Kadiravan, and that's all for today. Thank you all so much. We will go to Kokilavan tomorrow from here. And maybe today, if I can find some more pastimes, I'll tell you tomorrow. Thank you all so much. Shri Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Which Parikrama Ki Jai, Har Grace
Vidam
Padma
Vrindavan
Ji
Ki
Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna,
Padmasambhava
Hare Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji. Dandavad pranam.
Thank you,
Precious,
Mataji. Hare
precious,
Krishna.
precious.
Very
Sorry,
wonderful.
Mataji, I forgot to record this. Vinita Mataji. Sorry.
We have YouTube, right?